The Kouros steps forward, but he does not move. His body is frontal, balanced, controlled. One leg advances, but the weight does not shift. The body is human, but still held by formula. Then something changes, quietly. A young man stands before us. He does not leap, he does not twist. He barely moves at all, but he stands differently. This is Kritios Boy. For the first time, the body no longer feels like a pattern arranged from the front. It feels like a body standing in space. His weight rests on one leg. The other leg relaxes. One knee bends slightly. One hip drops. The torso adjusts. The shoulders respond. The head turns just a little. It's subtle, almost too subtle. But this is the beginning of one of the most important ideas of Greek sculpture, Contrapposto. Contrapposto means counterpose. It describes a body where one part responds to another. Weight shifts, hips tilt, shoulders balance. The body becomes a system of living relationships. In the Kouros, left and right mirror each other. The figure is symmetrical, still, certain. But in the Kritios Boy, symmetry begins to loosen. The body is still idealized, but now it has weight. It has the beginning of breath. Like many Greek sculptures, the Kritios Boy once had added color and inserted eyes. Details, now mostly lost. He is simply standing, but Greek artists have discovered something profound. Standing can contain motion. A body does not have to run to feel alive. It only has to shift. The archaic smile begins to disappear. The face becomes more serious, more restrained, more inward. This new style is often called the severe style, but severe does not mean harsh. It means restrained. The body becomes more naturalistic, but the expression becomes quieter and more controlled. Greek artists are moving away from the patterned Kouros and toward the living presence of the classical body. And we can see that change not only in sculpture, but in painting as well. On black figure pottery, artists painted dark silhouettes and incised details into them. Strong, clear, controlled. But over time, a new technique emerges: red figure painting. Muscles curve, limbs overlap. Bodies twist, bend, and turn through space. Even on the surface of a vase, Greek artists are searching for movement, balance, and life. The human figure is no longer a symbol alone. It's becoming something observed, and with that observation comes a new kind of restraint. We can see that same seriousness in the charioteer of Delphi. He is not nude, he is not dramatically moving. But his face has a new calm, not the archaic smile, but the focused restraint of the severe style. Early classical sculpture is not always about action. Sometimes it's about presence. But Greek artists were also discovering a material that could push the body farther: bronze. Bronze could do things marble struggled to do. An arm could extend outward. A leg could shift more freely. A figure could open into space. But bronze was valuable. It could be melted down, reused, and lost. That is one reason so many Greek bronze originals have disappeared. To make a bronze statue, artists often used the lost wax process. First, the sculptor shaped the figure in wax around a clay core. Then the wax model was covered in an outer clay mold. When heated, the wax melted and ran out, leaving an empty space. Molten bronze was poured into that space. When it cooled, the outer clay was broken away. The bronze body remained, a body born from fire, hollow inside, powerful outside. And sometimes the sea preserved what history almost erased. This is why the Artemision Bronze is so striking. Pulled from the sea, he gives us a rare glimpse of the Greek bronze body. We are not completely sure whether he once held a thunderbolt or a trident, so he may be Zeus or he may be Poseidon. But either way, the body opens into space. One arm reaches forward, the other stretches back. The legs spread, the torso turns, and even the foot touches the ground lightly, almost delicately. This is not brute force, it's controlled power. The figure is no longer locked inside a narrow block. He claims the space around him. This is not the old forward step of the Kouros. This is action held in balance, a body at the edge of release, a god about to throw. And then there are the Riace Warriors. For almost 2,000 years, they slept beneath the sea off the coast of southern Italy. Bronze bodies lost to history, preserved by accident. When they were pulled from the water, they reminded us of something easy to forget. Greek sculpture was not only white marble, it was bronze. Dark, gleaming, powerful, alive with reflected light. And they were not simply bronze bodies, they had details that made them feel startlingly alive. Inlaid eyes, copper lips, copper nipples, and weapons now lost. To the ancient viewer, these bodies did not look like museum objects, they looked present. They stand still, but not like the Kouros. Their weight shifts, their torsos respond, their heads turn. Their arms once held weapons. They are calm, but charged. The body is no longer a rigid formula. It has become a living presence. Across these works, the change is not just anatomical, it's a change in thought. Greek artists are discovering that the body can express order without being frozen. And yet, they are not simply copying reality. They are still making ideals. But now the ideal has to feel possible. It has to obey the logic of the body. Beauty is no longer only pattern. It's structure, balance, control, life held in form. That is the breakthrough. The Kouros stepped forward without moving. The Kritios Boy stands still, and yet something inside him moves. A bent knee, a lowered hip, a turning head. Small changes. But sometimes, civilizations change not with a shout, but with a shift. The Greek answer to chaos had taken form. Now, that form had begun to move.